Welcome, Wargamers, to an episode of Rules You Get Wrong for Orcs versus Grey Knights. So, let's start with my favorite comments. Cedrico, or Cedrico, or Cedric Zero. Dan is awesome. Which Dan, you ask? Why, both of them, son. Yeah. Doc069. Damned if you don't. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Dan right. General Cross. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the Dread Knight has a 5+ invulnerable, so you took off a wound with the Power Claw. I might have got behind on the rolls, like narrating it, but he made all his 5+ invuln saves when he did. It was ridiculous, but he made all of his 5+ invulns when I hit him with the Power Claw. It was unfortunate. Don't know if you just did not show the roll or not, but the Vindicar has a feel no pain on 6+. Well, not me in charge, but the Grey Knights, I don't know, I guess he does. Actually, let's look. Because I don't know all that much about the Grey Knights, but I do have this. If he does have the 6+, we did forget it. Vindicar. Always wins on a 2+. Turbo penetrator. If he was supposed to, he didn't do it. But if he doesn't, then we did it right. The Vindicar Assassin, you said, right? Yeah. Well, a couple people said it, so I guess we just forgot it. I'm not sure where it is in the book, though. I tried to look for it before, too. So if someone just in the comments below referred page number, that'd be awesome. Pointy Stick. No, that was a person I just read. Gangrel 767. Dan, why didn't you boss pull more than once? Or can you not re-roll the re-roll? If so, we've been doing that wrong for a while. Oops. Darn right, you've been doing it wrong for a while. No. At first, I thought I could do it too, and I was like, that's a little overpowered. If you can just re-roll, kill boys, and then you'll almost guarantee to always make it and stay in combat. So I reread it in the Ork codex. It says once per turn. So that's it. Only one. The 423rd Bastion. Cotias has a psychic power called Sanctuary. Cotias has a special ranged weapon, not a psychic power. Okay. I did get them. I commented that wrong. It's because, yeah, he didn't roll for it. But yeah, so his ranged weapon is just his bird. He rolled d6, and that's how much the bird gets to attack everybody, and cancels his hits and wounds as normal. And then the Sanctuary, which is the difficult and dangerous terrain when you assault anything within 12 inches of them. That's a psychic power. So thanks you for clearing that up. Mixa Maximus. Hey Dan, this happened in a previous report, but I didn't want to bring it up without first researching. From what I can tell, you need to resolve the ramming hit when you def roll a vehicle, because there's a chance your battle wagon could take damage from a ram maneuver. Can you def roll a vehicle without ramming it? Correct me if I'm wrong, but my thought is those two events happen simultaneously and you couldn't do one without the other. Well, this is how ramming and the def roller work. You are right, by the way. But when you tank shock, which is a special type of ram, when you tank shock a unit, then no matter if they make their leadership or not, no matter what happens, they get hit with the def roll hits. And when you ram a vehicle, it had to be fact that you're allowed to do that, so it's not quite as clear. But no matter what happens, the def roll hits it. And so I resolve that first. But each time I've rammed the vehicle in all my battle reports, I've moved 6 or less inches. Now when you ram, it's the strength of your front armor, plus 1 for being a tank. So battle wagon, that's 5 so far. And then plus 1 for every 3 inches you've moved. So if I moved 6, I guess that's 7. 7 strength against 14. So 7 plus, okay. So 7 to 14, it's impossible to wound a 14. So when I rammed, most things I ram have armor 12 or 11, but even when I rammed it's coming, the Land Raider, okay, the Land Raider had 14 front armor, and so the 14 front armor plus tank plus my hit, we hit each other, right? But we both rammed each other at strength 7. So strength 7 against armor 14, it's impossible to roll a 7 on a die 6, so that's why we didn't bother rolling it. But yes, you are correct. If I have moved further, then it comes into play. But yeah, worst case scenarios, they have front armor, or front 14 armor that I'm ramming, and I would have to move at least 9 inches to be able to hurt myself. So I'm pretty safe. And that's why I didn't do it. Okay, Ryan Yak. Dan, great reports lately. Oh, thanks. Keep up the good work. Will do. Keep seeing this happen in your last few reports. Boss pool cannot be used to re-roll pitting tests, as they are leadership tests, not morale checks. I've recently learned this, and I've talked about it in our last rules you got wrong, and I'm sorry, I did misinterpret it, and I figured it out like the day after I played this game. So from now on, no matter what, I will not roll or not use a boss pool to re-roll a normal leadership check, which is a pinning check. So put your mind at ease, no longer worry about that. And none of you should either. Omegon. After ramming, you cannot shoot with a tank no matter how far it drove. That affects the burner boys inside the battle wagon as well. Yeah, I messed that up. Yeah, so he's perfectly right. You can shoot after a tank shock if permitted, like you remove that cruising speed. I mean, combat speed, not cruising speed. But if you ram, it does definitely specifically says in the rule book on page 69 that you cannot. Actually, you have to move at top speed. That means you have to try to move at cruising speed. You can't just move, like with a ram move, you have to try to move top speed in that direction. If you manage to blow up the vehicle, then you continue through. You can't just ram and stop. Like you have to go all the way through. And so it acts as if you've moved your top speed, so that's why no one can shoot. But I did do that wrong, I apologize. Next time I will not. Civex. Dread Knights are Terminators, a little bit bigger, but they still have a 2+ normal save and a 5+ invul, not 4. I guess it wasn't as obvious. Maybe I just commented on the wrong time when he rolled the dice, but, or maybe I said 4 in the video by accident, but he made all his 5+ invulns. So during the game, I know 100% that we were treating invuln saves as a 5+. So sorry about misleading you guys there.